From the outside, it's easy to see why the Kennedy Pharmacy is just one of the many historical treasures here in Savannah. It's been on East Broughton Street since 1890. But why is it so special and how is it being used today? Well, come with us to find out.
Hey Patty, welcome to the historic Kennedy Pharmacy.
Thank you. Today we're in for a real treat. Danielle Hodes, the executive director of the Davenport House Museum, is here to greet us and take us on a tour of the Kennedy Pharmacy. Danielle, thank you so much for meeting with us today. Now, you run the Davenport House Museum, and we're inside the Kennedy Pharmacy today. And this is all part of one entity, right?
Yes, exactly. So we are all part of the Historic Savannah Foundation. So 3 properties, 1 foundation. The museum, Davenport House Museum, is obviously a historic house museum from 1820, but the historic Kennedy Pharmacy is a little bit of its own story now.
Yeah, I want to hear the story. Tell us about this place.
Yeah, absolutely. So the pharmacy was built in 1890 by the harbor master at the time, Robert Kennedy, and no relation to the political family. But he actually built the house, or built the property as an investment. So he didn't really intend to use it for himself. And it was a pharmacy for many, many years.
So was it originally built as a pharmacy or it became a pharmacy?
Yeah, so it was originally built, I think, kind of with the intention that a pharmacist that he knew would come and occupy the property. But it did operate as either different kinds of pharmacies in other buildings or other businesses as well. We know for a time at around 1901, 1902 that it was a Chinese laundry, and it was also a tax office a little bit later in the century as well. So a varied history.
Yeah, quite the evolution over the years.
Yes.
So when was it last used as a business then here in Savannah?
Yeah, so it was vacant for a long time, and we actually had a preservation-minded patron of the House and Historic Savannah Foundation that purchased the building in the late 90s and donated it to the Historic Savannah Foundation. And so it was used as an event space for a long time. It did not look the way that it looks at that time, but about 2.5 years ago, we renovated it and we moved the gift shop from the bottom of the museum over here, and then we also built a new building known as our Preservation Center.
So Danielle, tell us more about the Preservation Center, because you can kind of walk through time with the photos on the wall.
Yeah, so the Preservation Center is a fantastic new addition that we have here. So not only do we use it for our programming, but in that center is also a timeline of the history of preservation in Savannah. So you can come in and learn all about the history of preservation just through a visit.
Okay, so describe what you can do here in this building today, and why did you decide to make it a place for local artists to showcase their work and really just to be a wonderful part of the community?
Yeah, absolutely. So being its own building in its own space, after we'd been here for about 2 years, we really wanted to give the building its own mission, because, you know, Historic Savannah Foundation has the mission of preservation, Davenport House has the mission of sharing the house, or the stories in the house, and this building needed something too. And so we decided that we wanted this space to be dedicated to supporting local Savannah arts and artisans.
So describe what you can experience here, because you have quite a lot of different things. You've got candles, you've got artwork and pottery.
Yeah, absolutely. So the front of the building operates as our museum shop. And so it is a bit more than a typical museum shop, I would say, in that we have partnered with a lot of local artists and artisans, and we feature them here in the shop. And so not only do we feature them in the shop here, but then we also do monthly programming with artists and artisans in our Preservation Center.
Yeah, that's the immersion program. Tell our viewers about that.
Yeah, so it's our Artisan Workshop series, and what we do is about monthly, we will feature a specific artist, and they will come in and showcase their craft and run a workshop for people to really kind of get their feet wet and try something different and new. We've got everything from candle making and cocktails and mocktails, drawing, food tastings, tea tastings, all different kinds of things.
Well, what kind of reception have you gotten from the community and people who've been taking part in those?
Yeah, it's been really positive. We've been really excited to see the relationships build between the artists and the participants, the artists amongst each other. In March, we had a really wonderful event that spotlighted 14 women artists around Savannah that are featured in the shop, and seeing them connect with each other. We had artists that were 20 years old to artists in their 80s and sharing information and getting to know each other. That was really special.
That's
Awesome. All right, so for our viewers who want to come check out the Kennedy Pharmacy or maybe take part in one of the classes, what do they need to do?
Yeah, so the Kennedy Pharmacy is open, so you can walk in anytime, Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5, and then to participate in one of the workshops, head to our website, davenporthousemuseum.org, and you will find everything there.